A fundraiser to support local breast cancer programs and research will take place in Boston on Saturday, April 9th. To tell us about this year's Race for the Cure is our guest, the CEO of Susan G. Komen Southern New England, Laurie Van Dam. Thank you very much for being with us, Laurie.
Thank you for having me.
Well, for people who are not as familiar with Susan G. Komen, if you go back more than 30 years ago when this was started, this was mainly about early detection.
I think originally, really the goal of Komen was, of course, to find cures for breast cancer, but also to let people know that it's something you can talk about. You know, back when Komen was started, women who died of breast cancer, their cause of death wasn't put in the newspaper. So the early days were very much about awareness. Nowadays, we're really about action. And that's one of the reasons we hope people will come and support us on Saturday to raise funds to both support local women in their fight with breast cancer and also to support research.
Well, what about actions? I mean, I can imagine the whole spectrum here, starting from making sure more women are aware that it's time to get screened, and then where you go from there.
Right. So early detection is really key to having really reduced the mortality rates here in Massachusetts and across the country and really across the globe. We're fortunate in Massachusetts that our screening rates are relatively high. However, a lot of people don't know that Massachusetts is the state with the second highest incidence of breast cancer in the country. So we have really significant incidence, and early detection is the way to make sure that those women are able to survive their diagnosis and go on to live a long and happy life.
Well, another concern you have in Massachusetts in some populations is more people of color, more aggressive forms of cancer, so
Right.
There's more urgency around that.
Right, and particularly in Boston and Springfield and Worcester as well is where we see lower screening rates and also difficulty for women who find that they have a diagnosis to actually get into care if they are struggling to put food on the table. Taking care of their own health is not necessarily a high priority, and that's where we really hope to play a role.
Another challenge is the accuracy of screenings, because
Sure.
some screenings, they almost over-report cancer, and you want to have a really accurate screening. So anything
Right.
that you're doing around that?
Yeah, you know, so when we raise money here in Massachusetts, 75% of those funds stay here to support local women with both diagnosis and with treatment. And then 25% go to our national research pool. And a great deal of that money actually comes back to Boston, to the many fine research institutions we have here. And some of the research that we support is really around the next generation of screening. Mammography is kind of the gold standard, but we know that it misses a lot of cancers, especially for women with dense breasts. And we really don't have the best solution for that technologically. So that's something that our national research funds absolutely support.
Well, talk about what this race event is going to be like.
So Race for the Cure is really how Komen started raising money, and there are more than 100 races across the country. We're excited because we've moved our race from the fall to the spring. We're going to be kind of the kickoff for, we hope, the better weather that should be on its way soon. And it's a 5K run walk. You can participate at any level that you're interested in participating. It's just a great day to get outside. We do some education so we can help people learn more about the programs that are available here locally, and also raise funds that will help support the work that we do here and nationally with our research.
Now, I understand the starting point is going to be Carson Beach?
Correct. It's all in Carson Beach.
And
in
where
South
do you go
Boston.
from there?
It's just a 5K loop that's a certified course that's in the park.
Right, so this is a nice ocean view.
Yes,
I
it's
mean,
beautiful.
lots of people love to go
That's right.
jogging here, so
That's
you can
right.
talk this up. This is a nice place.
Absolutely, it is. It's a beautiful opportunity to get out and see the water and remind ourselves why we live in this town.
Talk about the people who turn out for this. I mean, it could be anybody, but
Right.
you know, I see pictures of people, the survivors.
Sure. You know, we want the survivors to be a really important part of the event because we want to honor their fight. We do have many women who are many years cancer-free, and we also have women who have unfortunately received a metastatic diagnosis and who are fighting every day. And it's important to remember there are also men who are diagnosed with breast cancer. About 1% of breast cancer diagnoses are in men, and they tend to be diagnosed later and have a higher mortality rate. So, we really want to feature the survivors and their experiences. We do have our New Balance survivor who's going to be speaking from the stage, so everyone will have a chance to hear her story. And we really honor their work. And of course, the co-survivors, the family members who have been through that process also really need acknowledging because that is not an easy task.
We should mention to people who want some more details, what's the best way to track that?
Our website, KomenSouthernNewEngland.org, has all the information about the race and the work that we're supporting here in Boston. And also, if you want to donate, we're more than happy to receive that there as well.
Thank you very much for being with us.
It's my pleasure. Thank you so much.
Laurie Van Dam for Susan G. Komen, Southern New England. We'll have more news in just a moment.